Back in the 1970s and 80s, it was mothers that ruled the households of Sackville. And I'll tell you one thing, they demanded that you be on your best behavior. And they let a lot of things go, but certainly not when company was over. This week, we're talking about acting up in front of company on Sackville Sunday Stories. So crank it up! House parties, massive paper cut from here to here. There was a guy walking a ferret on a leash on Cobblewood Road. There are skills that mothers just acquire as if by magic. I've seen two of them in action. One, if you start to act up in your house, mothers can teleport from one room to the other and you don't even see them coming. The other, they have the ability to both raise their voice so you know that they're serious, but they also can lower it so no one else can hear it. Hey Ryan, I have an idea. Why don't we put these firecrackers inside the Millennium Falcon? Don't you kids even think about it. So when you were a little kid, you had to be mindful of what was going on. The rules kind of went up and down based on what else was happening in the house. And one time when the rules were strictly enforced was when company came over. You want to know how friggin' serious my mom took company? There was a room in the house that my brother and I weren't allowed to use. It was set up with all the nice furniture, all the nice decor, little tea sets and stuff. My brother and I weren't allowed to go into that room because that room was ready for company. In those days, company could just drop by at any minute. And as soon as it did, man, the level of the rules went through the roof. So one time this lady comes to the house. To this day, I don't know who she was. But my brother and I were up in the kitchen. My mom looked at us and just said, "Go to the basement and don't act up." In the same way that moms get powers, kids get curses, okay? When there's something going on in another room and we don't know what it is, we just have this itching. We need to be noticed. I'm sure this person in the other room is interested in what I have to say. So you act up a little bit. I really tried to be good. I did, but the curse got the better of me. I couldn't hold it in. My brother was sitting there on the shelf, and that's when I picked up the old straw broom. Why would I do this? It was the curse. My brother sat on the shelf. There was a woman that I didn't know upstairs in the living room. Company was over. And I took that broom just like this, bristle side out. I looked at my brother and I said, "Hey, dog boy, why don't you go brush your face?" And I jabbed him with the broom. I didn't expect that kid to scream like he did, but he howled. He leapt off the shelf. He covered both eyes with his hands, and he just bellowed at the top of his lungs. It wasn't until he removed his hands that I saw the blood. All these hundreds of little pinholes that I had put in his face, right across his eyes. He looked like a creature from a Stephen King novel, and he was furious. Now standing in front of me is this 9-year-old monster with blood-red eyes. Furious. Looking for revenge. I still held the broom in my hand and felt, well, he deserves at least a fair fight. So I dropped the broom at my feet and put my hands up, ready to defend myself. It was a mistake, because Ryan simply picked up the broom and swore that he was going to kill me. The irony was the only thing that could protect me from that 9-year-old kid with bleeding eyes was my own mother. I sprinted up those stairs with every ounce of energy I had. I could hear him coming up behind me, grunting the whole way. As I turned the corner into the forbidden living room, I saw my mother and strange lady drinking tea. They both looked up confused. I screamed, "Mom, he's gonna kill me!" And that's when the broom came down straight across my back, shattering the handle into 2 pieces. Shock and dismay was on the face of my mom and whoever that lady was. Another power that moms have is composure, because when that broom broke over my shoulder, she had a look like she was able to suppress a million sneezes at once. She just went, "Both of you go downstairs right now." I said, "But Mom," she said, "Downstairs." I sat in the basement. I knew that I had a stay of execution. It would only be a matter of time before the lady left, and then I would feel the full wrath of my mother. In retrospect, I just should have let Ryan hit me with the broom and called it even. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry, strange lady that was at our house that thinks we're crazy. This has been Chad with Sackville Sunday Story. This channel is for you, whether you're an old school Sack villain or a new school Sack vegan. Be sure to check out our show, The Rundown, streaming live from Freeman's Pizza Wednesday nights starting January 16th.